Excellent. We're live. Chrissy, hello. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you for taking your time out your day to sit here and do this with me. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
So, you are here today to help me show other people the power of coaching and
Yes.
inform everyone of what coaching can actually do if you decide to sort of invest in yourself. So, if it's okay with you, I would just like to get straight into the questions. Perfect. So, so let's take your mind back to when we first started working together. We started working together a long time ago, back in
Was it
October.
November? I
October,
think. October. Okay, yeah.
correct. So yeah, it was back in October. So take a minute to think about how your life was in October, and let me ask you this: what was going on for you at the time that made you want to reach out to a coach?
Well, to be quite frank with you, a lot of the reason why I reached out to a coach was because I was going through a tumultuous relationship.
Mhm.
And my ex wanted me to be doing a lot more than I was. And I
Mhm.
felt guilty about that. So I'm also like a life coach. I've been wanting to, I got my certification years ago, but it's been it's been a journey. And so during that time, I think I found you on Instagram.
Mhm.
And there was something about you that just like drew me in because I was feeling like I needed someone. I I'm trying to find the right words. Someone not so sensational, like normal, like
Mhm.
someone that I could really relate to, right? And when I found you, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this guy sounds like someone who could help me in my current situation, who's not like, you know, Tony Robbins, you
Yeah.
know, but like
Mm.
who I could like relate to on a personal level."
Yeah.
And at that time, I was really going through some tough things, and I needed just like a guidance, like an accountability partner,
Mhm.
or whatever you want to call it, just someone to help me like guide my thoughts and feelings. So yeah.
Perfect. And I think what you've just mentioned then, there's a lot that people can relate to in what you've just said. Unfortunately, the industry itself, and we've discussed this on many occasions, the industry itself isn't sort of perceived in a positive light,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of coaches forget that ultimately we are human beings, and a lot of people find value in someone just being authentic, someone being,
Yes.
being a human being. So I remember actually you reaching out, and we actually discussed a few things. There was a few things that you wanted to work on, but do you remember what it was specifically that you wanted to work on with me?
When During our very first conversation,
Mhm,
or
mhm.
like on like when we were chatting, or like when we first started talking on the phone.
Yeah. When we first started working together, there was something that you wanted to accomplish. There was
I
something that,
really wanted to be a life coach.
mm, yeah,
Yeah.
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 And for anyone who is watching this, what happened very recently?
I finally started my business.
Yes, you did. Absolutely, you did. Very, very delighted for you. And I remember the conversation we had when we first started working together. You mentioned that you'd start things, you'd stop them, and there
Yep.
was other things that were going on, and you wasn't really consistent with them. And I remember speaking with you and saying, I honestly believe that if we put the work in together, we can get your business where it needs to get to. And you've absolutely just said you've just launched the business. So things are looking up right now. And very recently, there's been a switch with you. So tell people a bit more about that. What's happened for you over the last sort of couple of months where You
Well, to be honest, when I first started seeing you,
mm,
my priorities were a little off balance.
mhm.
And I really thought I just want to be a life coach. Just tell me how to do it, you
Yeah.
know? And I had to really like be honest and admit that I wasn't quite ready for
Mhm,
that. And I had to dive deep into myself and figure out why. Like, what do I really need to actually work on right now to get to that place? And you helped me realize that, okay, so that's my main goal, but there are steps that I had to take to get there. And these steps were things that I didn't really want to address
mhm,
or look into. Um, but you helped me realize that, like, I had to, if you want to get to like a goal, yeah, like you can get there, but you kind of have to address these first things,
mm,
right? If that makes sense. And I had to address, like, my relationship and my health and my mental health, and finally when I started doing those things, that's when the magic started happening.
the magic definitely started then, absolutely. I think a lot of people can relate to that as well. Chrissy, there's, clients come to coaches with an issue that they think they have, and it's
Yep.
down to us as coaches to show them perhaps an issue that they're not looking at and uncovering the reason why they're not able to sort of achieve what they're hoping to achieve. And we've had some very emotional sessions. There's been laughter, there's been tears, there's been
Yes.
big insights. And yeah, I think over the last few months, you can really sense that you're totally different. You're a totally different person spiritually, mentally,
Yes.
physically than
Yes.
when we first started speaking back in September, October time.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. 100%.
Mm. Yeah, and it's a pleasure to work with you because
Thank
I
you.
remember seeing where you were and where you are now is absolutely crazy because I see you there with
You
coaching
know,
business.
okay.
Coaching business. I see this complete shift in mentality and mindset. And I've said this to you so many times, but you can take this business wherever you want to take it. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yes.
So I have a question for you,
Okay.
and I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend this moment with me. But I think a lot of people have a lot of apprehensiveness when it comes to working with a coach. It's relatively new. The coaching industry is still relatively new. It's still budding. And especially
Agreed.
here in the UK, I don't know a vast amount of coaches. So people are a little hesitant to work with a coach. So what sort of advice would you give those people who perhaps are thinking about working with a coach, but they aren't really sure?
Well, okay. So let's think. How many times have you thought about wanting to do something, but you don't want to do it alone,
Mm,
right? Like going to the gym, classic example. Like, oh, I want to go to the gym, I want to work out, I want to do this, but I don't want to do it alone. Like, you want a partner, like you
mm,
want an accountability partner, like someone to do it with, so that motivates you and gets you excited, and then you feel like an obligation, sort of,
mm,
to go and do it. And having a life coach is kind of like that, right? So it's a person who can, like, be your friend, like, going along everything that you're
mm,
going through, someone that you can touch base with and bounce ideas off and tell all your insecurities to, and then tell your hopes and dreams, and that you can say, well, I like this and I like that, and then the next week you see them, then it reminds you, and you're like, oh, I'm seeing my life coach tomorrow, that's right, like, I I need to do this and do that. Like, it's not a pressure thing, because as a life coach you've always been so, like, understanding,
Mm.
And like, it's okay if you didn't do all of your goals, you know, but there is that little sense of like accountability
Mm.
that I want and I need.
Yeah.
And it motivates me every week, you know, when we see each other and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I was supposed to be doing this. And then so it's gotten way better through the time, obviously. Like when we first started seeing each other, it was like guilty, you know, but as as we've been seeing each other, it's like, it's exciting now
Mm.
for me. It's exciting every week when we get to chat and I'm like, yeah, I guess what I did, I did it.
Absolutely. I like the friend analogy because, you know, a lot of the clients I work with, people say to me, you know, do you class them as your friends? And ultimately,
Mhm.
that it's a client coach relationship. But when you spend so much time with someone over a long period of time, I would be lying if I didn't, if I said to you that there aren't times that I'll be lying in bed thinking, oh, this is really helpful. Oh, is Chrissy doing this? Oh, is this client doing that? Oh, I wonder if this client's thought of this. All the time, all the time I'll be lying there thinking of you. That's because my client's personal development is so important to me. But the
Yeah.
good thing about working with the coach, and I'm sure you'll agree here, is whereas friends often tell you what you want to hear, a coach
Hmm.
will tell you what you need to hear.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes.
That can be quite uncomfortable at times, but as you well know, you know, in order to get the best out of coaching, I always encourage you and everyone else to lean into that sort of discomfort. So here's another question for you. What would you say has been your main key takeaway since working with me?
That's hard. There have been so many. But if I were to say one thing, it would be that you taught me to accept myself where I am
Mm,
right now.
wow.
That no matter where I am, I'm here right now. And I have to accept every part of myself in order to progress. Like the only way I'm ever going to move forward and do anything and accomplish anything is to admit to myself where I am right
Mm,
now and to actually like love and embrace myself for who I am right now.
thank you. That's beautiful. And I think hmm, I've gone quiet because I just want to share this moment with you. Thank you.
Thank you.